Hi, Editing Nikari here. So I just want to let it be known that I originally did not realize that I didn't cover the episode before this one came out. So instead, I want to do like a Frankenstein's mashup of like both episodes because I just want to get my thoughts on both, so it doesn't feel like weird when I just review one episode, not the other. So I'm just going to do that here now and talk about both of them. So that way it's more cohesive to what I'm saying. So it's not just taken out of context for those who are just raging up or catching up with my review. Excuse me. Let's get into it. My Adventures with Superman. The two recent episodes that dropped, honestly, I really did enjoy both of them. Like, they flow very well together, especially on subsequent viewing. When you view it, besides just the first time. And honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't really jive much with the stereotypical superhero love interest is mad at the other superhero from holding back a super serious secret that is life altering to those who will find out in question, and then they in turn get upset because of their own personal hangouts or their own past. They are not the same situation, but are similar enough to where this person can cause, obvious trouble and drama for the narrative. It just feels very much annoying, especially when they lay out the reasons onto why each party kept one party from knowing this one thing about themselves and the other party gets upset about it. Both are valid, but I'm just kind of confused on the fact that one, Jimmy handled this quote unquote reveal much better in the next episode, obviously. But in the previous episode, obviously, and in the other episodes, I feel as though this is why I don't like how Jimmy has been portrayed. Because in the episode, the most very recent episode of My Adventures with Superman, again, it's alluded to that basically Jimmy has always known. In fact, he blatantly said that since they've met. And obviously Clark hasn't been like, super secret about it, no pun intended. But the way is, given to us that Jimmy knows, it's just so whatever. And I mean that in the most literal way. Like, Jimmy's literally just like whatever, which on his face is not a problem, but we don't get very much information leading up to that. We don't get very much anything of that nature, we don't get any like subsequent or subliminal messages that Jimmy has always known. It's kind of just like comedically played off every episode, even in rewatches of other episodes or just thinking about the series as a whole. As much as I enjoy it, this is probably one of the biggest things that I am kind of just like, his actions and his words feel very inconsistent. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just feel like it wasn't a lot of build up when it comes to Jimmy knowing about the secret. And I know I'm covering the more recent episode and not just talking about like the main episode, but you get the point I'm making generally. Like, overall, the entire show never paints Jimmy in the light of where he always known. It's more just like he's more ignorant than even Lois is, and I don't know. I feel like there could have been a better build up to that realization, in my opinion. Now, on to obviously the more recent episodes, since I'm harping so much on scenes and situations that happened in that episode. Let's just get into it. So this episode pretty much follows up where the last episode left off with Jimmy getting kidnapped by a giant gorilla. And at first, I'm not going to lie to you, I thought this was Ultra Humanite in the brain, but obviously it is not Ultra Humanite. It is a more or less deeper cut when it comes to sentient gorilla monsters with a heart of gold. Honestly. So I thought it was either Ultra Humanite or Grodd, but turns out it's neither, which is disappointing, honestly. It really is. And of course, they are the first LGBT couple in the show, hopefully the last, in my opinion, because honestly, no. Like, it was obviously going to be in here. Like, at this point, it's modern media. Modern media, regardless of what they're adapting, feel the need to pander to literally everyone nowadays because the current flavor is pander to the woke mob. But back on topic, I genuinely do enjoy the voice performances as always when it comes to this show. I really do. Honestly, not too much to actually complain about on that front. As far as like pushing the story forward, I think it did a wonderful job doing that. And that's one thing I can say about this episode. Despite my little small nitpicks, so to speak, when it comes to the overall series, I think it does a good job pushing a story that I actually care about. But as far as character designs, aside from Superman, the villains are terrible. Like, I'm pretty sure no one, this isn't like a hot take, I'm pretty sure everyone can agree when it comes to Superman, his characterization, and even how he just looks, they do a great job. But when the villains come along, it's like, no. Like, no. Like, I don't know who any of these characters are if I didn't look up their names. Like, genuinely. I guess you can make some connections, like, sure, but at the same time, they just feel like dollar store versions of characters we already know, which is again why I thought that this freaking gorilla was Grodd, or again, Ultra Humanite, which, by the way, would have been a lot better, in my opinion. I'm just saying, moving on. I'm over it. I don't care. I care. It's bothering me. Why aren't you Ultra Humanite or Grodd? Why? Okay. So, anyway, my general thoughts on the show and on this episode of the week. The show is, again, as per usual, I think the show is fine. But as for this episode, it was pretty enjoyable, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there weren't many things I don't like besides, again, the whole Lois drama. I just don't care. Like, I genuinely am just tired of this whole type of trope being consistent in superhero media. You'd think with all the very unnecessary, subverting of expectations, quote unquote, with modern media, you would think that, this would be one trope that would be left in the dust of all things, because honestly, I'm tired of this troping. I'm tired of this trope consistently showing its face in media. I really am. But that's just my general thoughts when it comes to this episode. And honestly, the whole Lois and Clark drama. I know a lot of people want to go with the whole, oh, she's just like Amber argument. And me personally, I don't see that, and I don't think that personally. I'm just kind of tired of this trope in general. Like, I don't want to make this a whole Amber thing, because honestly, it's nowhere near that bad. And you can honestly see Lois's point more. But that's just my take on this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Another great episode, honestly. Like I said, I don't dislike this show personally. I just think a lot of the things are just and by a lot, I mean very small amounts of things. Like, they're very much nitpicks. Other than that, you guys have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.